Hello, all of my fellow partners in Torah members. Miss getting together with everyone in person, but just want to commend and thank Rabbi Benjamin for always putting these things together, keeping us connected even when we're apart. Big Yasher Koach. So, in this week's Torah portion, this upcoming Parsha is Parsha of Devarim, the first Torah portion in the last book of the Torah, book of Devarim. And it begins with Moshe basically giving musar, giving rebuke to all of the Jews. And there's an interesting verse here. The Torah emphasizes that it was only after Moshe defeated the king of Sichon, the king Sichon and the king Og, two of the great kings that they had just won battles against at the end of the last three parshas. And only after he destroyed them did he go ahead then and give rebuke to Klal Yisrael, which continues for the next few parshas. And the question is, what's this connection here? Why does the Torah seem to associate the fact that he started giving this rebuke after destroying those kings? So I think on a basic level, it's a historical marker. This is when he did it, when they were basically on the brink of entering the land of Israel, which is right before Moses died. So that's when they started it. But I think if you look deeper, there's really a deeper connection between these things. So I saw Rabbi Mordechai Kamenetsky brings a beautiful answer to this point. And he says it with a story. He says it was a rabbi named Rabbi Mendel Kaplan. And Rabbi Mendel Kaplan was a Rebbe in the Philadelphia yeshiva, and he used to give a class to his students before Shachas, before the morning services. And part of these classes were on character development. They learned the works of Rabbi Yerucham Levovitz, the famous Mashkiach, and they used to study character development. It was one morning when it was a terrible blizzard in Philadelphia, and these people came into the classroom, and they saw Rabbi Kaplan sitting there, still wearing his boots, his coat, his gloves, totally dressed up still. And when they walked in, he said to them, every morning for the past years, we've been getting together in the morning to learn and to study about character development. Today we're going to live that character development. And he gave each one of them a shovel, and he said, come, we're going to go shovel the walkway between the dormitory and the yeshiva, so that everyone who wakes up for Shachris in the next half an hour will have a clear path to walk on. And part of the concept, I think, of what he's saying is it's easy. Talk is cheap. It's easy to learn how to be a good person, but the real life is when you actually behave and do actions of a good person. So perhaps that's the same thing going on here. Moshe is encouraging the Jews, have faith in God, trust. God's going to take you to this land of Israel, and you're going to conquer it, and just have faith in God. And in a certain sense, talk is cheap. It's easy to say that. But now Moses just defeated the two most powerful kings they're going to interact with. Sichon and Og were these giant, powerful kings that were actually placed there to protect the nations behind them. And once Moses, in his strong faith, believed in God, and they destroyed those armies and those leaders, now Moses can say to them in a whole different way, have faith in God, go into Israel, trust in God. And it's such a deeper message. And I think maybe just part of the message for us is during this period we're in now, the period of the 3 weeks. So it's a time when we focus on improving our interpersonal relationships between man and his fellow Jew. And since the temple was destroyed because of baseless hatred, we try to work on improving relationships. And it's easy to talk. It's easy to say it's so important to have good relationships. But then we fall into the same traps of getting mad at people we don't like, and having short patience, and not calling out or reaching out to people that we had gotten previously in a fight to. So I think part of the message of this week's Parsha is that we should live it. Don't just say, now's the time of working on loving each other, but take a concrete step and really go ahead and do it. Go ahead and call someone that you haven't spoken to in a long time, that maybe you had a little bit of a strained relationship with. Go ahead and do something for someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. Or try to really forgive someone in your heart for something somebody did wrong to you. Take a concrete step, and that will surely bring Mashiach much closer. Hope everyone continues to stay healthy, do well, have an awesome week.